Welcome to Billy Big Balls podcast, episode 4. Listen, the guest that we had for tonight couldn't make it. He has a sore pussy. So on short notice, we got a good friend of the show to come in, do us a favour. Fair play to him. On such short notice, happy to help Billy out. He was the Lord Mayor the last time he was here, but now he's just Darragh. How you doing, bro?
How are you, Bill?
All
good. All good,
Happy
bro.
days, yeah?
What's the story with you?
So, all good, yeah, no complaints.
Any
and,
updates since the last one? Anything change? Anything wonderful in your life?
No, not yet, but I can feel the success, you know, it's
Slow
building
build,
up,
but
it's building up, you
It's
know.
a slow build, isn't it?
It's a slow build, yeah. But, you know, I meant to ask you the last time you were here, you're an electrician, aren't you?
Yeah. Well, I'm an apprentice, 4th-year apprentice.
Yeah?
Yeah, well, I'm 4th-year apprentice about playing 8 years now.
Yeah. It just keeps going, yeah?
I just keep fucking
Yeah.
off, yeah.
And what you like being an electrician, yeah?
Do you know what? We hated it for years, Bill, because I was on the big sites like Intel and all them places where you have like metal munching, like sticking up bits of containment, like just shite work.
Yeah.
But then I moved over to doing apartments and houses and stuff like that, and I fell in love with that, you know what I mean? I like that.
So you're at it, what, 8 years?
No, when did I start sparking? Jeez, how old am I even? 2018 I started.
2018?
2018, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, you
No,
see...
but I lost 5 years. I just didn't give a shit about working.
Yeah.
5 years. It took me years to get a work ethic. So
I know,
I used to go in, right, and I used to sit there. And how they used to catch me, right? I was like sleep on the toilet like this, right? Me fucking nodding off. How they used to catch me was me aftershave. I used to fucking put about 20 squirts of aftershave, and they would look at me boss used to come in and go, I can fucking smell you.
The sites are something else, isn't they?
Yeah, that mad, yeah.
You see some bleeding sites on
Have
the
you ever
sites,
been on
don't you?
sites?
Yeah, man, I used to drive a teleporter. They used to call
Who
me...
let you drive a
You know
teleporter?
you know what they used to call me on the site?
What?
Danger Mouse. Fuck, you know, I used to work for this bleeding bloke out in fucking out Bray direction, you know. We were working on a site, you know, and you know the way they have the wheelbarrows?
Yeah.
I must have drove over about 20 wheelbarrows. And I was on the job that long, right, that they were getting the place landscaped. And your man's pulling wheel while I was out of the ground. What the fuck's going on here?
Stop.
Well, here, I'll tell you a funny story about working on a site, right? I used to work with these two fucking, plasters, right? And one of them was from Donegal, Frankie. Fucking sound cunt, right? I mean, you know, just... You come across people on sites and most of them are pricks, you know. But this bloke was 100% sound, right? A funny cunt, you know. And but he had the look that if you got messed with him, he'd punch the fucking head off, you know what I mean? But a really nice bloke.
What
you
was
know?
he like? What did he do?
He just looked like a fucking... I think he was into some kind of martial
he's a
arts
plaster,
or something.
sorry, you
He was
said,
a
wasn't he?
plaster, yeah.
Plaster, yeah.
But he just looked like a fucking... He looked like a lunatic, you know. I still see him nowadays, you know. I met him there a fucking couple of weeks ago. But he's a fucking sound bloke, right? And there was this other bloke walked with him, right, from Wexford. The biggest spoofing cunt you'd ever meet. I swear to God, it got that bad, right, that he didn't even say anything to him anymore. He just let him ramble on. He's a spoofing bastard. Right? He's a spoofing cunt, right? But anyway, we were walking on a site and it was in Blackrock College, right? And this fucking Romanian fella was walking with us, right? And he came in one day and he goes, hey boss, my brother-in-law is looking for a job. Is there any chance we can get him in? And your man Frankie goes, yeah, bring him in tomorrow. So he brought him in, right? So the two of them are walking together there, right? And we're on our break and we're sitting in the van. We're sitting in the Jeep, sorry. We're having our lunch and the two Romanians are outside, right? And your man Frankie calls your man over that asked him to get his brother-in-law the job, you know? He says, your brother-in-law is a fucking very good worker. And your man goes, oh, thank you. He goes, we're going to keep him and get rid of you. Your man went fucking berserk. No, that's not the deal. He says, we didn't make any fucking deal. Now,
That's how the sites go. That's
but here, look
brutal,
at
like.
this, it's just a funny story, you know. But yeah, no, the sites, you meet some lunatics on the sites,
You
don't
do,
you?
yeah.
You know,
Honestly.
you think...
But you meet some of your best friends as well, like.
Oh, 100%.
Like, we have like a Spark, so before Spark, Kyle, his name is, he's my mate now to this day, I met him, 2018, 2019 when I first started. And I talk to that fella like probably once a week, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
He's a fucking legend, this fella, you know what I mean?
I know, here, 100%. Like, I worked for this fucking builder fella out in Bray. And same thing, I met a young fella on the site. He was only a bleeding, I think he was fucking 15 or something, you know? But like, he's still me mate now. He's a qualified carpenter, this fella now, you know? But he's still me mate now. Like, that was bleeding what?
Man, how long are you off the sites?
Fucking years, man.
Did you ever talk about what you do for a living on this? Yeah?
No.
It's not just podcast. What do you actually do?
Oh, me? I drive some very important merchandise around.
Very expensive merchandise.
Very expensive merchandise
very expensive,
around,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But no, I'm a van driver. Plain and simple, you know. But no, I never really talk. Not that I never talk about my job. It's boring, you know. Not boring, but actually, you know what? I love my job.
I like that as well. Do you know what? Like, I do find, like, right, fair enough, like, I might not be the most exciting job, but you're out and about and you're looking at stuff. Like, I find, like, when I'm anchored somewhere for too long,
It's
like,
boring.
I find that, like, I can't see easy, you know what I mean? I get agitated, you know what I mean? Like, if I'm on the same site for a year and I'm looking at the same, like, walls for a year, like, I kind of get freaked, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'd love to be in it, like, I never have done any of this, but, like, I'd look to some sparks, they would just do out calls. And they fly from house to house down different bits of meeting new people. Like, I love all that, you know what I mean? But,
Yeah.
like, where I am, like, you know what you're doing every day, you're in, and it's monotonous and all that, you know what I mean?
Now,
So,
in fairness, like,
there's
my
perks
job
to
is...
driving around in a van.
Yeah, that's the... You know, like, the only thing about driving around the van is, like, the amount of blatant idiots on the road that you see.
So now, I was only thinking that as well, if someone that drives a van, like, to hate you have for cyclists, it's unreal.
But see, the thing
I don't know how
about...
you haven't lost that job.
No, but the thing about it in the van, you can't say anything. Because the name of the van is all over the van. You know what I mean?
We won't say the name.
So you can't get pissed off. Like, when I'm in my car, it's a different story. Like, I remember driving down the Shawmore Road one day, right, and I was in my car. And I'm coming down the fucking road, right? Now, see, this is what pisses me off, right? It's not the average cyclist on the road. It's these cunts in the fucking, with their shorts on and their little fucking tops and their hats.
The lycra gear.
The lycra gear, you know what I mean?
Right? I hate all them, but to be honest with you, right, I got a bike off the Bike to Work scheme about...
And you're cycling your lycra to
No,
work?
shut up. I got to that, not going to lie. Right, so I got a bike, like a whopper bike, and it's one of the bikes, it's not like a mountain bike, it was, like I went full hog, because you had a budget of €1,100.
Yeah.
It's one of the bikes where I like that.
Bollocks.
But I was fucking walking in Kildare, like, and I was cycling from Crumlin, I was living in Crumlin at the time. So I was cycling like 33 kilometres, you know what I mean?
To
Like,
Kildare?
to do a night shift, yeah, when I was a second year
off.
apprentice, so like you do get into the fucking comfy lycra gear, you know what I mean? I was looking at, I was mad into the
Did you
cycling
get the
at the time, right? And you know, like, you got a helmet, or no, I didn't get a helmet, but I was looking at this helmet that had indicators on it, so you have a little thing on your handlebars and you click it either side what way you want to go, right? But I remember when I finally saved enough money to buy the Passat, I got my first car started, right?
Yeah.
And I remember like going, boy, like when I see a cyclist and I'd be like, nodding my head going, I used to be one of you, I won't begrudge you, but now I fucking hate them.
Yeah, no, but it's not, you know, what I think is, like, you should have to do an aptitude test to get on a bike, you know what I mean? Because some of these people on the bikes are fucking mongos. You know, but these I was going down Shawmore Road.
Go on,
Right, sorry. I was going down Shawmore Road, right? And there's playing 3 cyclists. Now, there's a fucking cycle track there, right? It's at the costing like 60 million to build or something, right? And these 3 fucking pricks are fucking cycling in the middle of the road, right? It beeps the horn at your man, right? He goes, what's your problem? I says, you're my fucking problem. You're in the middle of the road. There's a cycle lane. Now what he says to me? Oh, we're having a conversation.
But people do that in that Shawmore Road, the cycle track took up half the road, but it's the same as Fairview, they're taking over.
I said, you're having a conversation? I said, listen, man, someone's going to come around that corner in the car next minute. You'll be having a conversation in Vincent's Hospital across the world, you know what I mean? Like, fucking, and you know, your man says to me, I've got a camera here. I said, yeah. Is it going to ring an ambulance? You fucking wanker. Get on the blade thing. But you just, you know, it's not the, like, you see young fellas on bikes and all. They know how to cycle a bike, you know.
Do you know I won Ivana Bacek, the politician, she's like Labour.
No.
I was only on the way.
Is she Irish?
Yeah, she's Irish, yeah.
Sounds Irish.
I don't know I don't know what a lineage is now, but she's like I think she's a TD for Labour or she might be a councillor, I actually don't know. But I was speeding down here. I came out. I was in Deborah's gap, so I flew out of the flats and I nearly bonneted her. She come up on a bike. I had to jam on. Sorry, Ivana, bad check.
Yeah, if you're watching, we know you are.
We know you're watching. We know you're a fan.
Because everybody's watching Billy Big Balls now, isn't he? You know. But yeah, so that's what the sites are like and all, you know. And cyclists, yeah. Don't you know?
That's a separate podcast.
Yeah, no, I think we have to do a fucking rant on the cyclists, you know. But the cyclists I'm talking about is not the youngest fucking around your area on bikes, you know what I mean? They're just kids acting the bollocks. These are like, you know, you see like I seen an hour one today, right? This just was like all, you know, dressed up like mad yuppie looking hour on a bike, you know. And she's on her phone. And she's cycling with one hand on her phone, and I'm thinking to myself, if you hit a little pothole here, you're coming out.
So now I want even go and get away with the e-scooter.
Don't stop.
Well, it's handy for me, so
no, here, listen, don't get me wrong. See the.
But like, I'm not gonna like. I live in town, right?
Yeah.
And then sometimes I'm walking on sites in town, so I'm not gonna use the car all the time.
I know,
like,
here, 100%.
But like, I'd be like that going down the road and scooter. I'd be like, how did I get here? I just go off muscle memory, like, you know what I mean. But you do be nearly hitting potholes and your wrist blades.
Like, I know a bloke hit a bleeding pothole and the fucking. The stand of the fucking yoke went straight through his bleeding leg.
I know a fella literally only recently, right? We talked to this fella from Percy, right? I won't name him.
Yeah.
But I talked to him every couple of weeks and I was like, Jesus, I haven't heard from him in ages, right? He was going down Sandymount and hit a pothole. The next thing he woke up in an ambulance.
He was on a bike?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. He lives in my flats. He's from my flats.
Is he? Yeah. He fractured his skull, big scar down his face, broke his arm and all. Like, he'd be some claim for that, like, you know what I mean?
Oh, 100%. Here, did you see the fucking, you know your man, This Is Dublin?
Yeah.
He was doing a video, he was cycling through Town, and he says, look at this bloke, he's at the coming off his bike.
Was that?
It wasn't that, because I seen your man, right, and I was saying to him, did you fall off your bike in Town? Because there was loads of blood all over the place. And he goes, no, it was in Sandymount.
Yeah, he said, because it's just before the ramp. The pothole is just before the ramp.
He says that they filled it in now.
Yeah, outside he did, but he said like there's like loads of like spots where they just like
flossed over it,
like flossed over it, yeah. They didn't pop out, like they were pop out.
I know, here, listen, man, so, Dublin City Council, man, when you know them cunts.
Feel Bob.
Yeah, no, but here, listen, you think that when I fell and broke my arm, man.
Well, he's doing an awful scar down the side of his head.
Yeah,
there.
that's like cosmetics shit now, you know what I mean? And once it's on your face, you know, that's like, especially, you know, I know for blokes it's the same, but women especially. Women get big money if they have a big mark.
But even me, if I had a scar down the middle of my head, like, I'd be freaked.
Yeah, big time, man.
Like, my uncle, like, when he was about 2, I think, jumped off the edge of my bed and hit the desk, right? And he bust the top of his head open, right? It was, like, literally traumatising for me.
Yeah, big time.
We threw him into the car, and I swear to God, I must have drove, and it was only a bust open head, but I must have drove on the wrong side of the road the whole way to Temple Street, beat me horn through traffic lights.
Oh, yeah,
blood
like,
everywhere,
you know.
But, look, he had an awful scar up the middle of his head for ages, and I used to be freaked about it, you know what I mean? But obviously because he's so young, he gets healing now.
Come on, you know,
like,
especially kids, and then you feel helpless then, you know what I mean?
Oh, when you're kids, like, I'm happy that kids, mate, I swear.
But here, remember the last time you were on the show when you were saying about the Ringsend Community Centre?
Yeah.
The boxing thing,
club,
yeah. Is any progress on it?
So, like, you know what I mean? Like.
Well, here, listen. Somebody support Ringsend Boxing Club.
So the way it is, right, the lads in the Ringsend Community Centre are very good, like, they're very good, like, they facilitate so much down there, and they really do, like, that.
There's a nice little cafe down there.
Yeah, deadly
Karen
little cafe.
Floods. Lovely breakfast.
But no, they're a great little team in there.
Yeah.
And, like, they do as much as they can, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, like, they're obviously, like, their infrastructure and their budget's only stretched so thin, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, a lot of these things, if you want them to grow, like, you rely on, like, outside support and businesses and stuff like that, like, to get involved and hopefully sponsor our community grants.
Yeah.
But it just seems like that, like, the boxing club has just never gained traction down there, and it's a shame.
You know what I think, right, about Ringsend now, right? It's full of people that you don't know. Do you know what I mean? Like, so most of the people that are moving in down there now all have a few quid. So that's why they probably think, Ringsend don't need any money, you know what I mean? But they're forgetting about the community in Ringsend.
Yeah, but them kids are like, they are like I think, like, I don't think, like, it should be, like, nepotism involved where, like, it's like, hang on, he's been here for 3 generations and that. Like,
no, yeah.
It's like, it's trying to build, like, an inclusive, like structured place for everyone to come down and do a bit of training, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, like they're not running like a business model, like they're not making any money down there. Like it's a community
just like
model.
a community thing.
They charge €2 a night subs for the kids, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're not interested in like making a few dollars. Like the two mates that like run the club, like they're volunteers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know man well, yeah. Like
two great people and are really passionate about it, and like it just seems like it's through no fault of anybody. It's just fell by the wayside. You know what I mean? Like, and it's just like it's something that like I feel so passionate about, and I want to pick up as a project. And like while I'm the Lord Mayor, I know it's a ceremonial role and all this, but if there's one thing I can do, like, and if there's one thing I can just say I got over the line and I done while I'm like have that medal around my neck, it'd be just building the infrastructure in that boxing club so that they can sustain and support like a full like loud like lads like a senior team, a junior team, you know what I mean? Because at the minute now, like Billy, I went down there the other day just to have another little nose around and kind of let some more problems stick out at me. Like the floor underneath, so they've a ring, right? The ropes go around. It's just that there's now like canvas underneath, but like
just a rope
and a few mats, you know what I mean? Like foam mats, but the fucking floor is sinking underneath it, you know what I mean? Like they just need a bit of like recurring revenue to come in.
Yeah, so like, and even like if you know,
like
someone could invest in it, you know.
It could stretch so far because I guarantee you, right? If you ask the likes of like some of the superstars we have down here, like Pierce O'Leary, Emma Brennan, Thomas Carty, like what it meant to them growing up to have a boxing club in their life, and how that was an integral part of shaping who they are as a young man. Because I know being a fighter myself, that shaped me as a man. It gave me work ethic, it made me a better father, it gave me so many different like things in my life that I'm so thankful for.
You're an inspiration to loads of people, bro.
Nice one,
bro. No, 100%. No, seriously. You just look at you. You know what I mean? No, I don't mean that in a smart way. Like, you look at you. You're bleeding Lord Mayor. You're doing all the fighting. You're an electrician. Like, when I was your age, my head was up my hole. All I was interested in was taking drugs and fucking up my life. You know what I mean?
But you know what, Bill? Like, I was kind of heading that way in my life at one stage. And I think really, genuinely, truly, the fighting. I got into the fighting. When you do that, like, consistently, and you start to see progress in yourself, and you start to see your own personal development, and you go on this journey, like, it gives you a sense of purpose as a young man, and I think that's what most young men are missing in their lives nowadays, is a sense of purpose and belonging to something. You know what I mean? When you give a young man a sense of like pride in what they're doing and a reason to get up and do something, like you'd be surprised 100%. The transformation and how much it spills into like all the different facets of their life, you know what I mean? So, like, that's what I want this boxing club for. I don't want this so we can brag and boast and say we have the best boxing team. Like, I want this so like young boys can become men.
Give them confidence.
You know what I mean? Like, not everybody has to go that avenue, but I guarantee you, it's such a preventative measure for so many things. Like, I've never been to a therapy. I've had a mad life. I've never been to a therapy session in my life, but going up there and hitting that bag for 2 hours every night, I swear to God, it does wonders for you. It does. So, I'd love to have.
It's the best therapy you can get, bro.
No, it is.
No,
but physical exercise, well-being, like discipline, like there's so many. I could go on and on for hours about it, like really, but just how like beneficial it can be to like even just at this stage and this juncture in like the juniors' lives, like it really is. It's a turning point for them. So, like, I want to have this for the next generation coming up. And the generation after that, and their kids, you know what I mean? I want to leave a legacy. Like, you look at Crumlin Boxing Club, like a well-established institute. You look at Docklands Boxing Club over in Cherry Street, like two really like esteemed clubs, and how many young like lads they have come through that door who could have been the worst people in the world, but they've turned into respectful, decent young men who go on to raise family and have great lives, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, 100%.
Boxing, like, I'm not saying boxing is the answer to everybody's problems, but it's definitely something
like you say, you need to get into a sport and be fucking, you know, passionate about it. And like you say, you know, you didn't go to any therapy, but when you're at home, or when you're in the bleeding gym, you lash the bag out before the bleeding 20 minutes or like half an hour.
My gym is up in Perth Street, right? Like, we do the Thai boxing, that's what we do.
With Jay and all, yeah?
With Jay, Council and all, and Kane Johnson, all them boys.
Because here, you know what? Sorry to cut across you. That's a mad gym, innit?
Yeah.
Everybody in it.
But it's just like we got all the damaged goods from Ringsend in that gym.
Do you know where, you know your man, that fucking, the trainer fella? Remember he was doing the spitting the blade thing.
Yeah, the music video.
When I was talking to him and I says to him, do you know what, right? I says, man, hats off to you, man. See all them. They're all fucking lunatics, I said. If they weren't in 100%. This boxing, but like, they'd be all locked up or something now, you know what I mean?
Like a stoic like bloke, like he doesn't show like much emotion. Like he's a great crack now. I love going having a point with Mick. Like he's one of my very close friends now.
Yeah.
Like, but like, I went into him as a 17-year-old. Like I'd been doing a bit of stuff previous, like a bit of K1 and stuff like that.
Okay.
But I went down to him when I was 17, and I don't even think we always saw eye to eye. You know what I mean? But like
at 17, you're reckless, you know what I mean?
I was a little prick, you know what I mean?
Like
I was a 17-year-old, like a rebellious teenager, and I never listened to what I was told. I'd get in the ring, and I've been disqualified in fights for like kicking lads in the head when they're on the ground, and I put them through the mill, like, you know what I mean? I'd be got like beginners be starting, and I'd be breaking their nose and all, you know what I mean? Just going too hard, like just everything he shouldn't be doing, I was doing, but he never gave up on me, you know what I mean? And like, I swear to God, like that man has nurtured my potential into what I am now, because like really, like I wouldn't be confident. I wouldn't be outgoing. I wouldn't be putting myself forward for things if I never had that like juncture in my life. And to be honest with you, like I'm only 20 or 24 now. I was 24 the other day, but like, what was I saying again?
I don't know. I wasn't listening to you. No, I'm only joking. No, you were going on about Mick. You're blade trainer.
I'm 24 now. Like I'm not giving it up or anything, but like I've definitely taken a step back because there's so much things I have going on in me.
You have your family and all.
Well, I have my own little family. Like I've
two kids. 2 kids.
2 kids, yeah.
Jesus, man.
Like I've a full-time job. Then I do all this like mirror stuff, and then I'm running events, and we'll get into that in a bit. But like,
and look at this. Short notice, straight in to do the podcast.
I just stepped off a stage
to be here.
That's
the applause you want, you know.
But yeah, like I'm not saying I'm done with it now, but like it definitely served its purpose in my life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's definitely given me the tools.
It's giving you the structure.
I need to be a man now, and if I never see it again, I'll be grateful for it. But
yeah,
like, I definitely will go back for the love of the game. But like, really, like that's just what I'm trying to stress here, and like that's the reason I actually came back on, is to just highlight the boxing club and just to talk about how much I want to change. So if there is any local businesses, not even local, it doesn't have to be, is there any businesses like outside the district I'm not, if you can see like where I'm coming from with this, and you can see like the change I'm trying to put into the community, if there's any support you can put into this boxing club, like whether it be the uniforms, a couple of new bags, or even something as big as like sorting out the ring, any little bit to help this club, like a nurture it, like would be much appreciated by everyone in the community. Seriously.
And not only that, right? If we make it on the podcast, we'll sponsor it. 1,000,000%.
We'll have a drink. This is just a prop. Like
oh no, that's real shit, bro.
Oh,
yeah, cheers.
Hold on, let me get it open first.
Okay, sorry.
Google are usually good at that.
Yeah, Google, yeah. You know what, as well as them fucking, I won't say what they do, but you know that couldnt, that fucking incinerator, they should be giving everybody.
Well, like, you know what, can I say this, right?
And they're like, poisoning us down here.
To their defence, like, they do offer like a lot of community grants and stuff like that. And that's,
I know, but here, listen.
That's something that I'm in the middle of, like, kind of educate myself on.
Sorry, bro.
Go on, Rory.
Do you ever do any research on the couldnt? They're like, you know, it's yeah, well, they're poisoning the fuck out of us, man.
Look at you, you're getting into conspiracy theories.
No, I'm not getting into it's the thing is fucking born and rubbish non-stop, you know what I mean? And like,
but you remember when like the incinerator force like went full whack, and like people were giving out about the smoke like flying over Ringsend, and now like people you acclimatise to things so quick, nobody gives out, like people are giving out about like
all the flies,
that's what I was just too, like they were having like a fucking like an infestation of flies, like in
pandemic.
All the local cafes coming on running them up, but now you just don't hear nothing about it. Like.
Yeah, I'll tell you, right, a local cafe, now I won't say where, right, because I don't want the blading.
Yeah, I
don't want to upset anybody. But they were showing a thing on the news about the blading flies, you know?
Oh,
and they were like, look at all the flies and all. I was looking, going, look at the cooker. You want to clean that fucking thing, you know? Never mind the flies. The flies won't even land on the cooker.
Do you know what's
for fuck's
now we are talking
about? But, yeah, no, fucking, see that incinerator? I don't know how the fuck that got planning permission. And not only that, right? See all them gaps that they're building down at the Bladen, the Seanmore Road, all the on the IGB side. Do you ever get the smell of shite?
I built them.
Yeah, ever get the smell of shite when you're driving down the Shelly Banks?
Yeah, like, and you know what?
Your gaff is going to be right beside the shite beds.
But I guarantee they're going to figure something out, bro.
What are they going to do?
I don't know.
They're going to have a smell of perfume.
Yeah, that's what
instead of,
Do you ever see the candy shop? You know the candy sweet store in like by the way, like they just pump the smell of sweets out. So kids are like, oh yeah,
I'll get some back of them. Yeah. But the smell, the smell of shite down there is unreal. You know, the smell down there. You know what I mean?
It's like.
So you have a
any
gaff.
Ringsend that now is like when you want to get down to the lighthouse, you have to hold your breath or put up the windows.
Put up the windows, when you're going past the shite beds. But like the gaffs down there, right? So the gaffs are that fucking far back. They're down past the Clonagale and all. You know what I mean?
I guarantee you, bro, there's gonna be some measure in place. Like if there's a whip of shit and they're selling £1 million apartments, there's gonna be
No, but here, listen, that's the thing. Like, like there's no infrastructure or fuck all down there, right? They're sticking up, I don't know how many apartments there, right? Do you see the bus stop on that road? It hasn't even got a shelter. It's just a big bit.
But you know they're talking about bringing the red line, extending the red line over there. So what the plans actually are is the East Link Bridge. There's going to be another bridge adjacent to that on the right side of it, and it's going to have like a walk-over bridge, and the red line house is going to extend over. I think that's the plan. But I definitely looked at like a set of plans.
Did you see it?
And I know James Gagan is pushing for the red line to go over, so there definitely is something going over there.
But here, not only that, right?
What?
I heard them moving that out,
so they're getting rid of paddies and they're getting rid of the pontoon, but they're building them all, so they're gonna push them further up towards the ship. Yeah.
Years ago, we were up at the blade top of the point depot. We were acting the bollocks. You know, people coming out with concerts and all, you know, acting the bollocks with them, right? And later on, we were all up there, right? In the old build, there was 3 of us, so we were rolling the joint, right? So we're all huddled around trying to roll the joint, right? Next minute, the old bill came, right? Jammed on, jumped out of the car and started running towards us, right? And I had the joint in my hand, right? And the other 3 blokes that were there legged it. And the guy that legged it straight after all them, right? Didn't even come near me. As soon as he legged it by me, I just legged it, fucked the joint in the ground and legged it, right? But one of the blokes jumped in over to the point depot. It wasn't the 3 arena.
Was that like a train thing at the time?
Yeah, it was like a fucking like a train depot or something like that, right? Jumped over into there. Do that bloke jumped over into where the blade, you know where the sheds were there? Along the docks. You know where the pilot boat pulls in? Yeah. Into there. Ran right down to the end, right? And thought, I'll jump in and swim across. You know where he got out? Down the Shelly banks.
Oh, stop.
He nearly fucking died. Just a fucking crazy story about it, you know.
Sorry, Bill, I'm actually getting down to just grab a little bit of that brownie on the table. I'm thinking about it this whole time.
I know, we have to cut you out.
Sorry about the traffic. What's going to happen with the traffic down there, Bill?
Yeah, I tell you, I don't know what's going to happen with the traffic down there.
They're doing bicycle lanes.
What's that behind you? You finished?
Finished, yeah. What's the name of you when you finish? You know it's called
No. We give another. Can you wait 10 minutes?
10 minutes, okay.
Is that okay, bro?
Okay, 10 minutes.
10 minutes, yeah.
Okay.
Is that alright?
And the flower there, maybe?
Yeah.
Keep this in. Keep this bit in.
Oh yeah.
The flower just got fucked up.
The flower just got fucked up. Sorry, some bloke interrupted me there.
Yeah.
Throwing us out.
My blade. He
But,
walked in. I'm there like that. The brownies came in the mouth. I was like, I don't even know who owns this. Is this his?
Yeah. I was eating it earlier on and I was thinking, this is probably someone's lunch.
That's not yours, isn't it?
No, I don't know who owns it.
I was just saying a half eaten like
I don't know how long it's there.
Milling that.
Yeah, fuck's sake. But what was I talking about there?
The
The traffic. Like, the traffic's going to be fucking mental down there.
To see what they're doing with Pear Street. Did you say it, Frankie?
Here, listen. You know, I think people that design the roads are fucking in a kindergarten or something like that. You know what I mean?
I guarantee you the people who design the roads don't use a car.
Oh, 100%.
100%. Like,
there's a set of lights here.
For it,
Mom, let's piss as many people off that have cars as we can possibly do. You see, you leave Ringsend, right? So you go around with the library, there's a set of traffic lights. You come around the corner to the Ringsend Bridge, there's a set of traffic lights. You go over Ringsend Bridge, there's a set of traffic lights. You go halfway down fucking Ringsend Road, there's a set of traffic lights at the bridge. You go over the bridge, there's a set of traffic lights. Another set. There's about 20 sets.
I'm man just walked in on this pod. Like, we're rolling here.
I don't worry about it. Listen, you know.
Yeah.
You know.
Just thinking about it.
Yeah. Calm down.
I'm all right.
We'll have to get you on again.
We have to-
Every week.
Yeah, listen, bro, you can do it every week. Actually,
will.
you know what?
I'll be a
You know
really
what?
fun
Maybe
guest.
fucking when we have a guest on, we just get you on just to play the
Just as
sit
a
and ask
buffer.
questions.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
someone to bounce off.
Now,
you
I
know?
love talking, like, the first one.
No, I gathered that.
I was mad nervous the first one, like, and I swear to God, I was like, real bottled, because I'm with a camera, like, I can feel it
Yeah,
on me.
yeah.
Like, even now, like, with all the Lord Mayor stuff, like, I'm a very confident person, like, Bill, you know?
Yeah,
me,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I am, but when I get on a stage, or, like, I'm getting in a podcast or anything, like, I just shell up. I don't know
Yeah.
what the story, but, like, one-to-one, I'm fucking mad confident, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
don't know, but
I
this
know,
time,
yeah.
I just think I shook off the cobwebs on this one, you know what I mean?
100%, bro,
Bit fresh
100%.
now, but,
But unfortunately, we have to cut the podcast short because the premises are being closed, and I don't want the
we
responsibility.
definitely got another topic in working. What else can we talk about here?
I don't want
We
the
have a list on the floor.
responsibility of.
Full disclosure, we have a list on the floor because we thought.
Yeah, no,
we
sorry,
thought
I don't
this-
want the responsibility of.
We thought this was gonna go terrible.
Yeah.
And we read.
So we wrote loads of stuff down,
We actually discussed the structure beforehand.
and actually we didn't talk about anything
Fancy
on it.
exposing the list.
Oh, sorry.
Fucking edit
Yeah.
that part out. Put like a blur over that.
But here, bro, listen, it was a pleasure.
Nice one, bro.
You know, I know it's short notice now, but fair play to you. Listen,
100%, bro.
you've laid you safe there next tonight.
Yeah.
100%.
I'm glad I did.
Oh, 100%, bro.
Just remember that next time.
Yeah, yeah.
Shame, because it was going so fucking smoothly.
Yeah.
you know
Yeah,
what I
it
mean?
was. This was good, bro.
Sit back down.
Thanks, bro. Billy loves you.
Billy loves you.
It's a wrap. You remember growing up, when you were growing up as a kid, you know? Everybody had different growing up experiences, but this was mine and probably a lot of people down Ringsend at the time, you know? But we used to rob the bags of coal. We used to go down to the plains, basically down to the Shelly banks, pull a bit of fucking wire up. Someone's brother or something walked there earlier that day and put loads of coal beside the fucking wire. You'd be filling bags of coal. And then you wouldn't have enough bags, you wouldn't have enough coal, you'd be getting rocks and putting it into the bags just to fill them. Put them on a bike and then push them from the fucking Shelly banks back down to Irishtown. And you'd be coming down past fucking Mary Cody's there. It was like the gondola you were running in case the old bill came and took the fucking coal off you. But you get a couple of fucking, you'd be covered in fucking coal, fucking dust all over you, you know. Bollocks pushing a bleeding bike with fucking tyres flat, and just to get a couple of quid to go around to Scotchies and get what you call them, a fucking curry burger and chips, fritters. Scotchies was probably the best bleeding chipper, the best chipper I've ever been in anyway. It was a sad day in Ringsend when bleeding, or in Irishtown when Scotchies closed, I tell you. But on the same subject, you know, about fucking doing shit for a few quid when you were young, you know. We used to whip bottles of gas outside the shop, you know. Sell them to whoever fucking had the bleeding gas fire in their gaff, you know. Sell them to them. We get enough money to go over to Sheriff Street to buy a bit of hash or something, you know. But one time we were there and we were whipped 3 bottles of gas and we were running around the corner and 2 people, one was carrying these and then there was a fella behind us carrying 2, or him and 2 people carrying 1. And we got around the corner and we looked, what's the story? There's nothing in there. They would have to be carrying an empty bottle of gas around with them. But just shit like that, you know, when you're growing up, like, we did loads of not mad things, like, loads of petty things, you know.
It was hard graft.
It was hard, yeah. It wasn't like, you know, now, like, well, I don't know what it's like now because...
iPad.
Yeah, robbing an iPad or a phone or something like that. We had to rob a bottle of gas or a bleeding bag of coal to get a bale of briquettes or something, you know. It's fucking different times now, you know. Everybody's fucking doing different shit now, you know. But that's just a funny story about growing up down Ringsend. Like, we'll keep a couple of more for a couple of different times, you know. But I have another little story about fucking... actually, it's about down in Ringsend. But a mate of mine was like fucking after getting a job on a building site, you know. And he says to me, I can get you a job on this site if you're into it, you know. So he got me a job and the site was in Ringsend. So happy days, 5 minutes from my gaff. Anyway, I'm walking on the site, and he said to me one day, he said, "Here, listen, I'm after putting you down for 30 hours overtime, you know." It was like 30 quid, €30 an hour or something, you know. And I was like, right, yeah. He goes, "Would you be into going to Amsterdam?" I said, fuck it, why not? So we booked tickets and we went to fucking Amsterdam. We're going to Amsterdam, so we're in the airport. And we're walking up in the airport, just about to get onto the plane, right? And I looked around, right, and there's this bloke, and he's 2 blokes, and your man's basically fucking nearly on me back, right? And I turned around and says, "What's your fucking problem?" And he goes, "Where you going?" And I said, "What the fuck has it got to do with you?" And he goes, "Listen, I'm customs and exile." I said, "Okay. Why didn't you fucking say that at the beginning?" And he goes, "Where you going?" And I says, "Do you not have to be intelligent to be an officer?" And he goes, "Why are you getting smart?" I said, "We're getting on a plane here that says Amsterdam on it. And you're asking us where we're going and you walk in the fucking airport. Fuck off, you prick you." And he goes, "Listen, have you ever been in trouble?" And I says, "What? You're asking us this? We're getting on a plane to go away." "Yeah, no, I'm just asking you, have you ever been in trouble?" "No." He says to me, "Mate, were you ever in trouble?" "Never in my life," right? So he gets on the plane, sitting down, ready to go. We're like, what's the bleeding story here? It's 20 minutes on the plane and we're still waiting to go. Next minute, they called their names and took us back off the plane. Gets off the plane, them 2 fucking pricks are there, and I says to him, "Man, what the fuck?" And he goes, "You fucking lied to me." And I says, "So?" And he goes, "You know, it's an offence to lie to a fucking custom officer or whatever." And I said, "Listen, fuck off, you prick you." And he goes, "Stop with that language or you won't be getting on the plane." I said, "Listen, fuck you. Do what you want. What's the fucking outcome here?" And he goes, "You lied. You said you had no criminal convictions. You have criminal convictions from 1980 or so, or 1990. And I was like, "So fucking what?" And he says, "And you're only at the getting out of prison after doing 10 years for armed robbery." And your man was like, "So fucking what?" And they were like, "Listen." I said, "Listen, what's the outcome here? Are we getting on the plane, or are you fucking taking us, or what's going on?" And he goes, "Yeah, go on, get on the plane, you kiss." And when we're getting on the plane, your man says to them, "Are you going to be waiting here for us now when we get back, you know?" And I was thinking, what'd you say that for? And your man and the fucking custom fella said, "No, it was around Christmas. We were coming back on Christmas Eve." And he goes, "We'll be drinking the mulled wine by the time you get back and all, you know." So I don't know where you're in Amsterdam, it's so bleeding. You want to bring, you know what I mean? You want to bring something back, you know? But, so we're coming back on the plane. Your man's up the wall. He's saying to me, "Oh, I think they're going to be waiting for us now when we get back." And I'm like, "Listen, who gives a bollocks? Look, we haven't got anything." So we're on the plane, right? He's at the window, I'm at the outside, and there's a fella in the middle of us. And all through the flight, this fucking prick kept going, "I need to go to the toilet." And I was like, "Man, fuck off, will you? You had to get up about 6 times. You couldn't possibly need to go to the toilet again." "I need to go to the toilet." It was a foreigner, you know, and I said, "Right, get up, plane." So when we're coming off the plane, and we're walking through, and next minute there's about 6 or 7 blading custom officers waiting. And my mate says to me, "Oh, here we go, there they are waiting for us." And they grabbed the hold of your man that was sitting in the middle of us. I don't know what the fuck he did or what happened, but we were like, "Get the fuck out of here." Happy days. But that's just a little funny story about going away to Amsterdam, you know. But I have a few more, but we'll keep them for another episode. We're only on the 4th one now, so we need to keep